JKB back with another episode. Today I'm reviewing the CFG70 on the show. Now this is a gaming curved monitor from Samsung. They sent it over on my birthday and I told them I want to play the Nintendo Switch on it as well because I'm primarily a console gamer. I'm not really a PC gamer. So the idea of me reviewing, something that could be considered a PC monitor, however, it has two HDMI ports in it, is kind of silly, right? But I thought to myself, no, you know what? I'm playing on a 32-inch Samsung monitor. I've done that for years now. It looks great. I've never kind of looked at it and thought, oh, I need an upgrade. When this thing came through the door and I opened the box and saw this, I realized that something serious was about to happen, and something serious did happen. Not to get ridiculously sappy on you guys, but 32-inch monitor back there, one of the low-end Samsung monitors, is something I've been using on the show for quite some time. When I popped this thing out and started playing Gears of War on my Xbox One, or my PS4 with Battlefield 1, the image was ridiculous. It is obscene how sharp the colors are on this monitor. And let me show you the monitor itself. So when I popped the box open, this was sitting in there. However, it was just something to see when I pulled this thing out. This is the monitor itself. I will never go back. Let me say that much. You can do so much with this monitor in terms of what you want to customize, because the presets in here are spectacular as is. However, it comes with the ability to have 3 different presets that you can customize and access by pushing on the front of the monitor here. So there's 3 buttons, 3 different presets. So in terms of being a gaming monitor, they really nailed it down. Now the monitor itself, in terms of like how it moves around the desk, it has a massive base. I'm talking like it takes up a lot of room because for the most part, you're going to be kind of looking at it straight on. However, some people out there might hook this up to their PC and it does some ridiculous movement. It really does move around. It really does have the ability to tilt in any direction, move around left and right. And one of the cool features that I didn't even realize it did until like 3 days in was the ability to do this. So if you're going to use it to read documents, which I don't know who's going to really buy a monitor like this to read documents, but some photo editors or some video editors might use it like this as well. The monitor feels good to hold. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like they just stuck this thing together with some cheap plastic. It is a high-end monitor, and for being only 1080p, it better have some really cool features in it. Or I would say it's extremely overpriced. Now let me get into the technical aspects of the monitor, and then I'll let you know if you should pick it up, especially if you're a PC player. But, if you're a gamer that's like me who plays on his desktop console gaming as well, this might be a hidden gem out there. It just came out. You might want to check it out. Let's get into the technical aspects. As I go over the technical aspects here, I'm going to give you my opinion on each of them. So let's just start out with the fact that it's a 1080p monitor. This is something that some people might be like, well, I'm going to wait for 4K. However, this is like a top-of-the-line 1080p monitor, built for gaming with all of those customizable buttons on front. This is kind of a dream come true for somebody who has a desktop setup with PC, but also does console gaming. The aspect ratio, of course, is 16:9. Skip down to the refresh rate at 144. This is serious. This refresh rate is serious. I mean, I've never seen anything quite like this on a monitor before. I'm not saying that there are no other monitors out there that can do this. I'm just saying this monitor really does it. The response time, 1 millisecond, it's lightning fast. First-person shooters look so good on this thing. The contrast ratio at 3000 to 1. I mean, you stand at the side of the monitor, you can really see it. And like I said, it definitely has the ability to swing around. It really does move around. In terms of the stand itself, this is where you're spending a lot of money on this. The fact that it goes vertically and horizontal, the stand is, they obviously had to design a stand that could handle the weight of it. It's interesting. It connects with 2 HDMI ports, 1 display port, and then it has a 3.5 audio jack on the back, which I use every time I use the monitor. One built-in feature you're not seeing here is there's a built-in light on the bottom of it, and you can actually set it up to be always on or to go with the audio. So the louder the audio in the game, the more, bright it is on the bottom. It's called a sort of stadium lighting, and I think that it's kind of a cool feature, but it's something I turned off right away. The monitor features 3 customizable buttons on front. Now, this is ridiculously customizable. So if you're the type of person that plays only first-person shooters on console or PC gaming, you're going to really enjoy fiddling around with this thing. Now, I'm a huge film buff. I absolutely love visuals. It sounds insane to say this, but I mean, I consider myself to be somebody that has some sort of eye for that stuff, for art and moving pictures. So when I pop this thing on with, say, Rise of the Tomb Raider on my Xbox One, I'm really paying attention to how sharp it looks, how detailed the colors, how vibrant, everything that you could think about in terms of a visual, aspect. That's what I care about. Now, some of you out there have probably never seen something that is just so vibrant. So many people are missing out with the monitors that they have at home. It's just like these consoles output a signal, and do we know exactly what the signal's supposed to look like? Well, I can say this for this monitor. Up until this point in time, I've been using a 32-inch Samsung monitor, and I thought it was amazing looking. I put it on this monitor, and I realized this is what gaming should look like. So I don't know if that is like an overstatement in terms of quality. I know this is a 1080p monitor, and I do wish it was 4K. However, I have to say, as a gamer, the ability to have the customized buttons right on front is really, really good. Now, in terms of the visuals, it is hands down the best monitor I've ever looked at 1080p. It is so vibrant, so crisp. The dot matrix display, which, whatever, I'm not going to get into the details of what dot matrix means. Basically, it means that the vibrance in the reds and the darks and the greens are going to be like you've never seen them before. So when I played Gears of War 4 on my Xbox One, it looked unbelievable. Like, even the menu systems look so sharp. Like, you could almost be like, is this 4K? Like, it looks so good. And I realized at that point, I've been missing out on so much with my console gaming. Now, in closing, do you go pick out this monitor if you're sort of like a casual gamer or hardcore gamer? Now, for PC, it's got some features that I've mentioned in the review here that you're going to definitely be very interested in, especially with taking out any of the frame rate issues on PC, working with the ADM, FreeSync. That's really cool. But if you're a console gamer, you're looking at that, well, it's not, whatever. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm more worried about, like, why am I going with a monitor like this? And I'm telling you guys again, the reason you're going, because this output, the monitor handles way more than what the output of a PS4 and an Xbox One can do in terms of like almost everything. It's just like so picture perfect. So I'm going to say, yes, it's expensive. And of course, there's a few negatives I want to bring out. Like, it's massive. It's a big monitor in terms of like taking up space on your desktop, which is a bit of a nuisance. The other downfall to this is like when you play on console, you're kind of not using its potential. So some of you out there that are looking at this review saying like, do I buy it for being a console gamer only? If you have a PC, you do, because you could switch between the inputs just like that. And lastly, my Nintendo Switch, which I've been fooling around with, I put the dock right next to it, pop it in there, and Zelda looks so good on it. Last but not least, one of the other things I have to bring up, it doesn't have audio built in, so I do a line out to some whatever speakers I have sitting around, or you can plug in any standard headphones into the monitor, and you can get your sound that way. So is that no, that's not really a negative. I mean, it's a gaming monitor, and you're going to figure out your audio separately. So in closing, do you go out and pick this up if you're looking for a new monitor? The fact that the curve is there and it's super expensive, I gotta say, like, it looks really, really good. Really, really good. So thank you so much for Samsung sending it over to me. I mean, I get to keep it. I wasn't paid to do this review. I highly recommend the display itself, especially if you're a PC gamer, and especially if you're a console gamer. It doesn't matter where you're playing your games, it's going to look really good. I've never seen anything like it. And I know that sounds absurd to say that, but I've been missing out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Love you.